Hello, everybody. I think we start now. It's 6 o'clock. So my name is Matteo Ragni, and I am the art director of Very Wood, a beautiful company that, of course, you know if you are here. So today I'm really glad to show you the last project we had. I have in my hands. This is the new catalog Wise collection. I'm going to talk about this new catalog with two guys, Jasmin Grego and Tis Weber. So welcome, Tis, welcome Jasmin. So my role now is to show what's in this catalog, and also to know something about the collection, and of course the designers, and something about how to use this precious catalog for your marvelous project. So first of all, please, Jasmin, can you tell us who you are, where are you from, and of course, how you get in contact with Very Wood?
Okay, these are many questions. Hello, Matteo. Ciao, Tis. Thank you for the invitation. Yes, you told. My name is Jasmin Grego. I studied architecture at University of Science and Technology in Zurich. And how did I become an architect? In order to finance my studies, I used to work in different fields, and where I came in touch with different people and their life stories, practical. And this is how I developed an exquisite sense of humans and their needs. And I think that's why I specialized in interior design, because that's the field you get in touch with people very directly, and you work for people. And on this scale, the interaction is the strongest and has the strongest impact. And so today we work with a team of architects and interior architects and designer on different projects, mainly in Switzerland. And one field is the field for elderly houses, houses for elderly people. And that's where I met Very Wood, in fact. But I must say I use a lot of Very Wood furniture also for hotels and restaurants. But it's one special field they have, and I'm very glad to work with those products because, yes, we develop also projects together and designs together with the designer in a very direct dialogue, and that's great.
Okay, thank you. And so, Tis, something about you, please, because I know that you are the most impressive designer of all the Very Good collection. So you are our design star, and of course, I would love to see to know something about your history, your background, and also how you get in contact with Very Good, and also which is the secret of your long collaboration with Very Good.
Yes, thank you for the invitation. Yes, my name is Tis Weber. I grew up in Zurich mainly. My childhood was like a atelier. I was living mostly in the atelier of my parents and also of my aunt and my uncle. They were all ex students from the Schule für Gestaltung in Zurich. And so I grew up in a very creative background. We always did things. We sometimes always talked, but it was more the things of making, creating, and try and error things. And that's how I grew up, and that's also a little bit my focus to do the things and to try and to do the next project like that. And Yes,
Okay.
after my little sportive career as a basketball player, I somehow realized that my background of my family, mainly my uncle, who was also like a design teacher, that this was really a nice focus to do, and so I studied also design at the School of Art in Zurich, like about 20 years ago now, and then I somehow got into the design world. I had the chance to work for Christophe Marchand and Alfredo Heberli. They brought me to the Gebrüder Tonnet in Germany, so I worked there as a young designer in Germany, and so that was my start into the furniture field, and in various other positions I got in touch with Sergio as I was working for Hannes Wettstein. We did a nice outdoor furniture collection for another company, and that's how we met, like maybe 15 years ago. And since then, we somehow got in touch, and it's a very personal collaboration, very friendship collaboration between us. So, and he brought me to Verywood.
Okay, so I see on your background many different chairs, sketches, models. So I would love to see how you work every day. So you are really lucky because now you are in your studio. I'm at home, of course. But can you tell us something about the feeling and your attitude to design, especially chairs, because you design many chairs for many different companies, but you focus more on the wooden chairs. So which is your role in this system?
Yeah, I try to focus on the company or on the people I work for. It can be architects like Jasmin. We did a nice project together some years ago for a nice hotel project that also went into the Verywood collection.
Maybe
I try to somehow. I see my role as a service to how to find out what kind of furniture or what kind of products really fit into a certain room or in a certain space, or who fit certain clients. And that's what I always work for, that I try to achieve like a certain language for each company. And it's maybe there is also a little bit language that I have, which is like to keep the product simple, to find a very like an easy understanding product. And I think that's my role, to make the easy in use products, and even if they are not so easy to develop.
Can we tell that your clients are not just companies, but also interior designers, especially with Jasmin? You have a long story of collaboration. You mentioned before the Nomad Hotel.
Yes.
It was a really amazing project. Can you tell me something? Maybe, Jasmin, can you tell us something about the development of the project in terms of interior design and in product design? So the connection between companies, interior designer, and product designer.
Yes. What's interesting is the collaboration with Thies was that we were looking. So no, I have to start differently. When we work as interior designer, we need a concept for the room, and the seating or the furniture is just one part of it. And what's nice is when you can individualize an existing product, or if you can create a new one together with a designer. So it becomes part of the idea you had in mind for the whole room or for the architecture. And that's the great thing about Verywood, that you can come with a small idea and then it becomes a big project at the end, if you have time to develop. And that's what we did with this hotel project. We had the idea of working with a special material, with rocks, and we wanted to do furniture with rocks and with those carpets. And so you need another kind of shape of furniture. And so this collaboration started with Thies, and at the end it was a whole collection. And yeah, and the goal is always to have one idea that is visible in the whole project, one concept, from the spatial idea to the design idea, from the architecture to the furniture.
Okay, let's go a little bit into the topic of today. We want to show you some pages of this catalog. And first of all, we want to underline the name of this catalog, that is WISE. So I really care about this name because usually these catalogs are really sad or really technical, or with another really specific approach. So in this case, we wanted to show that elderly people can live in a really, let's say, happy way. So we shift from age into wisdom, you know. So let's talk about a little bit the feeling we can have in these spaces, especially because, you know, in Switzerland you have many of this kind of hotels, or like I don't know the technical name, but they are really houses for elderly people.
They're not only houses, they are a home for elderly people, and I think that's very important.
The feeling is, yes, the feeling is to be to feel like at home, not in an hospital or in just some strange place. So we know that in this catalog we have, I counted 8 collection from Thies, so congratulations, because we have a 15 collection with many different famous designers, but Thies is the most predominant designer in this catalog. So can you tell me, please, something about the new product you are going to launch in this catalog?
Yes, I think the quantity of the collection is more like maybe it shows also like the term, that how long that we work together. And I think now we work with Verywood. We work now on almost 10 years together, and it's always an intense collaboration. And our last product or last collection was, like, I could say it was the start with the heritage collection.
Can you show us some?
It's like in the catalog. It looks like this, and
we want to see the models. Okay.
That's like one of the last 3D models that we worked on. We said that we would like to shift maybe the visible design, like the concept, more into like in as Jasmin also said, like in these senior residences, as we talk about it, that they look more like homes, not like community halls, or sometimes it looks like a company corporate architecture. Sometimes if I visit my father lives now for more than 10 years in senior residence. It's a beautiful place, but the furniture looks very
ugly.
Contract, nothing personal even in his little space. It looks quite nice, but outside these people, they live there for 10-15 years sometimes, and it's really a pity that they don't care. We maybe think that they don't care, but I think they care. And so what I try to do with this heritage collection, which contains now like a berger, like a high rest ear lounge chair, the one that I show here, or like this.
They're beautiful, the models.
We try to somehow design something which comes from the past, but in an interpretation of a modern furniture, and it also contains an armrest chair and a normal dining chair, and it's just that we somehow try to get maybe the old heritage look a little bit into the future, and that was the main concept of this collection. Even if it's versatile, you can use it as well in a hotel, and even though in these times now we realize that a lot of things of maintenance things have to be the same in hotels or in cruise ships or in senior residences. They're quite equal. The quality of the products that they do.
Can we go to the page number 22, please, to show the slide?
I got I got the catalog today. Thank you.
Yes. Also, I have in my hand. So I would love to thanks also Design Work for the feature catalog, the graphic of the layout, the Elena Caponi for the styling, new design for the renders, and of course all the team from Very Wood, because it's a really precious catalog. I hope also a really nice instrument for interior designers to work profitably. So Jasmin, can you tell us something about your approach to design? So when you have to design this kind of atmosphere, why you always or mostly choose Very Wood products? So which is the difference between normal chairs and elderly or wise chairs?
Yes. So there are two main things that you have to think about. First, it's like Thies told before. He told the story of his father. It's always a very personal story. It's not a hotel. If you go in a home for aged people, it's the last home you will have. You leave a house or you leave an apartment where you lived in, where you raised up your children, where you you lived in for many years, and then you have to leave, and you don't leave because you want to leave, but you have to leave. Normally people have to leave because due to familiar reasons or because they have health problems or health issues. And so it's very important to create, as a designer, you have to create a new home for those people, because they need a space where they feel safe and free and comfortable, because this home is probably their last home. And I think this is very important to know. And so the project that you work on needs, first of all, an identity which you can feel. So you know you are part of something, part of a new institution, part of a new home, part of a new house. And you have to feel this identity, and at the same time there has to be space for every single inhabitant with their individual story, with their identity, with their life. And so they need to feel free to get involved with the space because they have their own life and their own history. And that's why it's interesting when you said you wanted to create furniture that looks more than furniture that you use at home than you use in an office or in a entrance hall. And I think that's very important. So you can, how do you say, you have to be, it has to be possible to personalize this furniture, to make it part of your own life and part of your own project.
We can see also in these pages, it's 22, 23, but Federico, maybe we have to change the pages. This is the Chelsea, another project from TIS, of course. So maybe you can see also these guys, really, really nice pictures from Francesco Manironi. And TIS, can you tell us something about the trick to design a good product for contract, and especially with this kind of target that is really, really precious? So, you know, also the use of materials, special materials, finishings, fabrics, and also armchairs, armrests, and so on.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in the healthcare or in this WISE collection, we take a special look on if we talk about like a dinner chair or a dining chair to sit on a table. Like the inclination of the seat has to be not too much inclined into the backs, that the people can easily sit down and get up in a better way. The seat does have to be somehow soft, but not too soft, that they have a good fit on the upholstery or on the seat. Then the backrest is especially not too much inclined also in the back, that you also can get up quite good, and that your backrest position will not go back, that your head has to be pushed in a certain way. Like the armrests, we have like on the page 126 in the catalog, as you showed. We showed also some special things on the armrests, that they are long and that they have a good fit on the side, that the people can get up and and go down. Even if they walk around the chairs, the feet should not look too much outside. So the design, like we cannot really make too much expressive design, so that the feet should not look outside of the top view. It's good to have like some like handles all around the chair, because the people who use them, they use them also as like a little bit like a support to get to the table and away from the table. The chairs also have to move somehow slightly, but not too slightly that they don't move around if they sit. But these are some of the special topics that we talk. Of course, we also have other topics that sometimes the cushions have to be removable, but especially also in these times now, we talk more on the finishes of the wood. So all the products of the Very Wood collection, they are lacquered or varnished in a special way, that they it fits the cleaning process, the maintenance process, which is very intense in senior residences. So we use a special lacquer, and which is also tested at the Katas, which is like one of these testing companies in Italy. And this works not only in the senior residence as well in the hospitality resident field, in the contract field. It works really well to have like the wooden pieces which can be easily cleaned. And on the upholstery, I mean, there are a lot of very nice companies who try to focus on the upholstery or on the cushion, like on the coverings, like vinyl or all these special materials which are also cleanable, that don't look like too plastic, but they have to be antibacterialized. So the cleaning process can be done very, very easily, and all these regulations can be done really nice.
So Jasmin, this is the next question. Of course, you are an interior designer. You don't have just to design residential spaces for elderly people. So, of course, in this period of COVID, we are more than focused on hygienic aspects in every kind of field. Mm-hmm. So we can imagine that in the future, this kind of details, paintings or fabrics, special for this kind of field, will spread in every field, also for residential. So, which is your opinion about this?
I'm sure it will. And what's very interesting about what he's told before, in the past, I always thought if something is made in metal, it's easy to clean, because if you have inox, you just can clean it with disinfectant, something very strong, and it will have a long life. And wood is nice, much nicer, maybe it's warmer, but the material is delicate. And now we find out that those, just right now in those times of COVID, they found out that on inox, all these viruses, they live longer, they live for hours, and wood, it's even better. And we find out with our clients too that if wood gets patina, that maybe sometimes people are afraid of patina, but you can clean it even better. It's it stays a warm material, but you don't need to work with metal just to have this feeling of being safe, and everything is very clean. So these are great news for a company like Verywood. The name says it, because you can work with wood for all these public spaces. And yes, it's a big issue at the moment, and not only with COVID, because in those home for elder people, you have also norovirus that isn't how do you say, so hard, but you have those virus, you have different ones, and you are cleaning the whole day. They're always cleaning, and so it's a very, very important issue.
So you know that, of course, you know, Verywood is a leading company, not just in this field, but also in the naval, so ships. So it's really important, not just to focus on sustainability of wood and so on, but the durability. Mm-hmm. So what can I add to your speech now is that now if we work with wood, especially for this kind of target, we have to design something long-lasting, not just with chairs, of course, but in this attitude, I would like to share some I don't know if ideas or suggestion about the next period we are going to go in. So one question for Tis and one last question for Jasmin. So Tis, of course, you are one of our best designers in terms of creativity. So which will be the next project of chairs for Very Good?
We're always somehow in the development of new things, and even the things that you now see in the catalog is like the start of a collection. We can also rise or enlarge as other collections that we already did. I cannot tell you what the next thing will be. I mean, we can
maybe if your attitude to design will change according to the coronavirus nowadays. So which could be the next stage of the design process in terms of chairs or in this case?
We now see in all the stores we see all these fiberglass walls, and I think or the distancing things, and I think it will very fast. We will somehow get used into also wearing masks in the public space or having more distance to other people. So I think this could somehow influence our work in the design field, that we maybe create new products which keep the distance in a nice way and not in like a penitentiary way, or in like that we put somebody in the cage and then the other people are outside. Or
the last question for Jasmin is just this. So how can you manage your next project in terms of space management, you know, with the social distance ingredients, let's say?
In general, or in with
general, and of course, if you think about the next project with the Very Good.
Very good. Okay, we're talking about furniture. We're still talking about furniture.
Of course.
Because social distancing is a thing between people, and
we can start from restaurants, hotels, or residential.
I think the strength of a company like Verywood, that's how I experience. It's always a very personal thing, is the fact that the collection that they have developed is developed directly between user and designer. They always ask you what are your needs, and they react not only they don't look only what are the trends going, where are the trends going, but they really look what do people need. And this is a very important dialogue. And the collection has not, in all these years I worked together with Verywood, the collection has not only become larger, but grew also further and involved collaborations with some projects. And there we could just ask also for custom-made furniture, and that was great. So I think the collection of Verywood contains the right DNA in terms of function and comfort, but it still leaves the possibility of individualizations to the planner, as well as a specific appropriation in connection with the different tasks we have in the project. And I think that's a good thing, and I think that's the future. because a trend is a very nice thing, but at the end, you have the chance to buy once furniture, and it has to be the right one for your project. As Thies started his speech, that you need one thing that is good for you and for your house or for your project, and I think that's the main goal.
Okay, thank you. I would like to end this speech with this at page 20. This wise lady is going to prepare a nice cocktail, because now it's aperitivo time for us in Milan.
Oh, great.
I would love to thank you all for this speech. We are going to end my first diretta Instagram. And thanks, Jasmin. Thanks, Thies.
Thank you very much.
See you next
for
time,
having us.
and be happy.
Thank you.
Bye.
All the best.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye.